Hello there, this is Tonko here from No Survivor Gaming, bringing you the first of a brand new series called Fight Night Friday, which will be happening every Friday, as you can probably tell from the name. And this week it is Mario versus Steve. It's a bit of a odd matchup, but I'm gonna kind of put my points forward why I think each may have a certain advantage, and I'm relying on you guys to determine who the victor would be. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we have Mario here. Mario has a head of steel. I think that will definitely give him a big advantage. He can punch through brick walls and get all sorts of kind of power-ups just from that head. And as I've just said, the power-ups he can receive are tenfold to anything that Steve can receive in game. You don't see Steve firing out powerballs. His closest kind of thing to that is like fire charges, and he can't fire them out as and when he wishes. Also, something that Mario has that Steve does not is the double jump. Steve is stuck with the standard jump. If he wants to get over like a ravine or something, he has to try and sprint, and he might not always make it. Whereas Mario, if Mario came across that ravine, he'd be doing it with his eyes closed. Well, if he has eyes. Whereas Steve has fists of steel. They've got two things made out of steel between them. Head of steel, fist of steel. I don't know any other game character who can punch through a tree. Steve just has that down to... He just knows how to do it instantly. As soon as he comes into the world, he doesn't know... It's like he's got some weird amnesia. He doesn't know anything about like the world or anything, but he can just punch through trees. Also, he has access to a wide range of kind of materials, such as diamonds, gold, iron. A lot of things that Mario himself does not have. Could Mario's fireballs and all that get through, like, I don't know, obsidian that Steve puts down? It's a good blast protection. Could Steve protect himself? Also, Steve has the bow, and so the long-range assault could, it could really hurt Mario. However, I'm gonna go for the kind of disadvantages now of each. So I'm gonna start with Steve. Steve has hunger. I don't really see Mario eating unless it's kind of to his advantage, like a mushroom which gives him more life and stuff. Steve has to eat if he jumps too much, if he gets a bit excited, then he needs to eat. However, Mario is kind of restricted to lives. If Steve loses life, then he just needs to eat and then wait a bit and he'll be back. Whereas if Mario loses a life, that life is gone until he finds a mushroom or anything. So it's a bit of a difficult one. Would you prefer hunger, or would you prefer the inability to regain lives an easy kind of way? It's kind of like Mario's on always ultra hardcore, whereas Steve, I don't know how to compare it in Mario's terms. Also, Steve is unemployed. Steve is kind of just like a nomad, just goes around doing his own thing, whereas Mario is a plumber. Now, to be honest, I'd back Steve, because job-wise, because Steve seems to be, even though he's kind of unemployed, because you don't actually find out he has a job or not, he's a jack of all trades. I've never seen someone be able to 1 minute make a house and then next minute be able to kill a bunch of cows and stuff. Whereas Mario, he's a plumber who's chasing after a princess. However, the advantage of that is he has a princess. I don't see any girls in Steve's life. He might be getting a bit lonely. The only thing he has is these sheep and these pigs. That can't satisfy Steve. Whereas Mario's got it covered. Although I don't know if she even likes him, because she always seems to be away from him, always chasing after her. Another thing, enemies, I guess. Pre-made enemies before the fight who could enter in halfway through. Mario has Bowser, who's quite a powerful enemy, has access to all kinds of crazy crap. I say that's kind of Mario's main enemy, whereas Steve's main enemy is probably, for most Minecrafters, the Creeper. The Creeper has no emotions. Bowser, you might seem a bit emotionless, but he's still, you know, he thinks. Whereas, if he knows that Bowser won't Bowser goes, if I'm not going to come out of this alive, I'm not going to do it. Whereas the Creeper will just run at Steve all day long. During a fight, I could see that being as a bit problematic. However, in the fight, would the Creeper just be going for Steve? I don't know. The Creepers might be aiming at Mario too, so I wouldn't be too sure whose enemy I'd rather face. The powerful, ruthlessness of the Creeper, who may attack both, or Bowser, the big, hench, massive Bowser, who's always trying to just annoy Mario for being an awesome plumber. So that's it for this episode, guys. Comment in the description who you think would win, and I'll reveal the result next episode of who you decided. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again next week. This has been Tonko. Peace.